Everybody looks local, but welcome to rainy Seattle. I love it when everybody thinks it rains all the time here and they get a day like this. So excited to still be here. Had a tough test last night with what we thought was a very, very good Montana State team. Really tested us in all facets of the game. After rewatching it last night, even more so convinced that we had to play really, really well to do what we did last night, to come out with the win the way we did it, and really proud of the way we did that. I think Chantel mentioned it yesterday in the post game. I think it went back to the preparation that we've had the last 2 weeks. And I think tomorrow night's game will largely depend on how well we prepare today.
All right, questions for Chantel and Natalie, please.
Hey, just how are you guys different as a team when you're able to get contributions from other than Kelsey and Chantel?
I think we just move the ball really well and we find the open players, so I don't think that we are any different, but yeah.
Did you find any more openings last night, you know, where like there's shots there last night that maybe weren't there in the other games?
I think it was pretty similar to the other games, and I trust my teammates to find everyone who's open, and we just play off of each other.
I know she doesn't think it's any different, but it is different. We're a lot harder to beat when other people contribute. When Nat's making shots and when Ari's making shots and Katie's doing her thing, we're a lot harder to beat. So for sure, it not only takes stress off of Kels and I, but it just makes us as a team just a lot better.
And for one who has been in the tournament and like played in these big games, did you say anything to them? Did you sort of maybe give them any sort of encouragement at all or anything like that?
Well, before every game, I always tell Nat take every shot that she has. So it doesn't matter whether she makes it or misses 5 in a row. She should shoot the next one that's open. I think we have that as a part of a philosophy in this for our team that if you're open, you shoot it. We have confidence in everybody to shoot shots and that they're going to make it. So we just keep finding the open person and, you know, they'll knock it down sooner or later.
I cover Oklahoma, and I was not here in the building last year when you guys played each other, but I wonder what you remember about that game. Was it just a couple good teams and somebody won it at the end, or do you remember, oh, that wasn't the way we like to play, or just what are your thoughts about what happened that day?
Who are you talking to?
Natalie wasn't there.
Well, Nat wasn't here. Nat wasn't here, and someone asked the same question yesterday, and I said I didn't remember. I think Nabes answered that question after.
I'll answer for you after they leave. I remember. These guys, short-term memory is a blessing and a curse.
Other questions for the student athletes, please?
I had a quick question about when you guys start practice, you guys kind of join hands at half court and walk from half court to the baseline at the beginning of practice. Who started that? Whose idea was that? And why do you guys do it?
Well, I think it was honestly Nabe's idea. I think he talked to us, captains, me, Katie, and Kels, at our retreat early in the year before everything started, and we wanted just to do something that showed like unity and how togetherness and oneness. That's what we are, and that's what we do. So it was his idea, and we thought it was a good idea. So it works.
Chantel, you had your senior day, but this is definitely going to be your last home game. What's that going to be like for you?
It's bittersweet. It's going to be great. It's going to be in front of another great crowd. I get to play with 2 of the best seniors I've played with, so it'll be fun. 3 of the best seniors I've played with.
None of us know what to count heaven.
For either of you, just what is your sense of what OU does best?
Take it away, Nat.
I think that they're pretty good shooters, and they do play with 4 guards, so they move the ball around, and it will be a challenge for us because we don't play with 4 guards. So a lot of like communicating for us to know who to guard and how to switch and all that.
They're very well coached. They don't make many mistakes. They run their stuff really well. They execute well. Even if they don't have a lot of stuff, they execute it really well. So, yeah.
Anything more for the two student athletes, please? All right. Good job, Bill. All right. We'll let Coach get rolling.
We go right to it.
Last season.
It was two great teams pretty early in the year. Heading into conference, I thought we were both. It was a really good game. Obviously, from my standpoint, we turned it over late. We had the lead most of the game into the last minute. We had a bad turnover that led to a run out and an and one that really changed the complexion of the game. And we were in a little bit of foul trouble, but that's all credit to them. But I also thought it was a game that we utilized throughout the rest of the entire year to make our Final Four run. So kind of one of those lose the battle to win the war games for us. It was something we drew from all the way to Indianapolis.
Do you envision it making OU a better team tomorrow, simply having that experience? But what I asked them was, you had to execute a game plan, I presume, fairly well. You're playing a team where the personnel hasn't changed a heck of a lot, maybe, and that just seems to. They won't have any fear of the unknown, which you shouldn't have at this point in the season, but teams still do.
Yeah, I don't think they will. I mean, I think I noted this last night. 2 weeks off with her team in her practice gym is something that none of us want Sherry Cole and her staff to ever have. They look like a different team than what played the last 2 weeks of their season. I mean, if you cover them, you saw it. You said that, not me. But it looked like two different teams. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's a really good Gonzaga team. And I thought they handled them. I think Gonzaga fought, but I thought they were in control. And it was a completely different team than their 15 days off with her in the gym. If somebody's got that on video, they should market it because it should be something we could all learn from because they played very, very well. It's a really, really talented group. As our kids said, very, very hard to guard. And I think when you get two good offensive teams like that going at it, that are both a little bit underrated for their defense. I think Chad and Jan and Pam do a great job preparing their teams. So I think they're a little bit underrated defensively, as I think we are at times. So it could be 90-80 again like it was in Lloyd Noble, or it could be a little less than that being this late in the year. We played earlier in the year the last two times. Scores tend to go down late in the year because you do have more film on each other. But we anticipate them to be very, very well prepared and execute at a really high level.
Drawing from that game last year, how did that kind of show up? How did you do that?
Well, just in that how valuable every possession is. It was the last possession of the game that kind of got magnified because we turned it over and they went and scored late. But there were a few plays earlier in the game. In the middle of the first half, we were still playing. I guess we were quarters. Second quarter, they made a little run on us when we could have maybe put them away on the road. And they fought back and went into the halftime. So just the importance of a team when you're playing a team like that that's been to, and I keep saying this number, is it 17 straight, NC? It's okay, sorry, I didn't mean to shortchange them one. 18 straight. That they know how to win in March. And that's a hard thing to learn. It only comes with doing it. And when you walk in their facility and you see the Final Four banners and the NCAA banners all year after year after year, it's expected. It's the standard. And I think their kids play like that.
You guys a different team when Romeo is hitting that outside shot?
Well, I think it makes you a little more tentative to double Chantel. I think it makes you a little more tentative to come off Kelsey or Aries' drive. And if we can create indecision in a defense, we can exploit it. If a team is very confident and it keeps working, if she's not taking her shot, I worry more about it when she doesn't shoot it than when she misses. And she knows that, and her teammates know that. If we were on offense and she ends up with an open shot, she, Ari, Katie, any of them need to shoot it, Heather. But when they're going in, that's when now you have that indecisiveness as a player and a coach, and that's when I think we are at our best, when we can get a team that's a little less than decisive.
At those times when she goes through that slump, can you feel it? Do you know it? And as a coach, what do you do to sort of help her get out of that?
I really don't think she's been in a slump. I mean, I think you've got to look at the course of large numbers. You know, if she misses 4 in a row, to me, that's not a slump because she might make her next 10 or 10 of her next 12. So it's kind of like Kelsey said the other night. It's almost a little bit encouraging that we didn't shoot the ball really well last night because I know that over the course of law of large numbers, if we take 50 shots, we're going to make 30 of them. If we take 53s, we're going to make around 22 or 23 of them. So I don't look at any of them as slumping. You know, Kelsey got the question last night about that, and we haven't talked about it one bit and won't talk about it.
How has, Kelsey's three-point shot has been a little off percentage-wise the last couple games.
Yeah.
How has she, I guess, learned over time the balance of, okay, if I'm not feeling it from 3 tonight, I'm gonna take it in the lane and try and find those options?
I think her shot selection, that's why her percentages are up. Her shot selection, from her film study, how much she watches film, she'll go back and look at it and go, I probably should have driven that one. But she's got the same mentality as we do. I don't want her to turn an open one down. I don't care if she has missed 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever. I think it's just the quality of the defense that's been played on them. I mean, I think the one she made last night was the hardest one she took. But I'm telling you, just from experience of being around players like that, the second that you start to doubt yourself, then it does become a slump. So I think the quality of the defense played upon her has been very, very good because we're playing very, very good teams. There's a lot of film out there on us. We have shrunk our playbook, which we always tend to do at this point in time of the year. So I think teams know what we're doing a little bit better. And that'll be up to us just to continue. She's missed a few in transition too. You know, she missed a wide open one last night, which she rarely ever does. So, but there will be no mention of it in practice today. Nothing special done other than hopefully getting about 500 of them up.
I guess maybe answer this as specifically as you feel comfortable answering it, but guarding Vianney's Pierre-Louis, she has carved up opposition that she outsizes in most of the season, but when she's had somebody that can push her around, a couple times she's carved them up, other times she's just been pushed out of her game and it's been bad.
Yeah.
So, but I know that you probably can't sink, everybody in because OU does have shooters. Just what are your thoughts on that matchup
We're going to approach her a lot like we did Brianna Jones last year in Maryland, the second round game last year. I think you've got to do something different to her over a period of time. I don't think you can let her get comfortable, and I don't think you can let their bench calling the plays get comfortable. So Chantel's pretty hard to move around inside. Brianna Jones found that out. I think we'll have a variety of matchups on her. We'll double team her some on the catch. We'll double team her some on the dribble. We won't double team her some. We'll keep her guessing a little bit. So that's probably, that's it. That's as specific as you can get. We're going to throw a lot of different looks at her. And we may, we're obviously not going to leave anybody open on the perimeter, but we'll pick and choose a little bit, see who's got the hot hand. If they shoot it like they did in the first quarter last night, then there's nobody you can leave open. I think being able to change it up selectively and efficiently will be a huge part because she is a force when she gets it down there around those halos, those arcs around the basket, and I think on the glass too. That's something that we'll have a tough time with her.
Anything else, Coach?
What was Lorenzo Romar's message to your team a couple days ago?
Just how proud he is of them and what a big fan. Our kids, when you share a facility, a hallway with somebody for as long as we have, and he's so vested in our kids. He was very, very important to me. The first day here as an assistant coach, he asked me to work out 2 of his guys, which in all my years as a women's basketball coach has never, ever happened, and I don't expect will ever, ever happen again. So when he asked to say bye to him, it was the highlight of our weekend so far. He means a lot to a lot of people, and I thought it was typical Lorenzo Romar fashion, what he said and how he said it, and how it impacted our kids.
Mike Hopkins at all as a coach?
I know the name, obviously the success, the resume. I've never met him.
Anything else? All right, thanks, everybody.
Thanks, y'all.